Hi, my name is Chad Short, and I'm from Ada, Oklahoma. Drew's my brother, and I'm a boomer. Boom!
Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. I know that I had plans to do a specific project for that gun case, but I'm still running a little bit behind on that, so I figured I wouldn't leave you guys hanging without a video this week, so I'm going to do another jointed video. The deal is that this joint I'm not going to use in a project, so don't be expecting it anytime soon. So what we're going to start with is a half-tail dovetail sliding joint, I guess is what you would call it. I have no clue what this is called. I mainly use it for drawer sides and drawer fronts, and then I pin them in place with dowels. I've done this before for a demonstration for Rockler, so that's what I'm going to go ahead and make this week. Now you just need to start off by taking some dimensional lumber and cutting it to the appropriate lengths. Since this is a demonstration, these lengths are going to be fairly short. Now while using the router table, I've taken a 7-degree half-inch cutting dovetailing bit, and I have grabbed my half-inch brass bar to use as a height gauge. Now I put it right beside the bit, and I've raised it up to where the bit is just dead even, if not a little bit higher. You can go some higher if you want, but you cannot exceed the very bottom of the bit, making sure that you are going to cut the max amount of wood that the bit will allow. Now, with a temporary router fence set up, you're going to take one of your pieces and lay it on its side and run it through the bit, slowly taking little bites at a time, making sure that you don't get any tear out. You can put a backer block on the back side of your workpiece to prevent that if you want to. Alright, now without changing the height of the bit, we're going to take the adjacent piece and put it up on its end. And using a backer board to help us push, we're just going to run it through the bit a little bit at a time again, making sure that you take little bites so you don't screw up the tenon. So as you can see, this would be the drawer front, and this would be the drawer side, and they go together in such a fashion that if the drawer front was ever pulled, it would have to go at an angle in order to be pulled away from the side. So the physics of the joint are very strong, even though they're easily pulled apart without glue. But once they're glued up, you don't necessarily need to pin them in place, but I choose to do so, and that's what we're going to do next. Now to get this joint glued up and set as fast as possible, I'm going to be using something called DAP Rapid Fuse. It's almost like a cyanoacrylate glue. You saw me use it on my sliding dovetail miter picture frame project. Now in order to pin these in place, I'm just using some 1/4-inch dowels, and I'm using a stop block here just so I can run it through safely. Alright, now I have my drill press set up here, and this is a benchtop drill press, but if you have a long drawer slide that exceeds the bottom of the drill press, you may have to have a overhanging drill press like off to the side of the table, or you might need a standalone drill press to accommodate such a length. But since this is just a demonstration, I can get away with this little bit right here. So I just have it cranked over to the side so my bit is aligned with the center of the adjacent piece of wood right here. I'm just going to drill straight through the drawer front and into the drawer side in 2 different places so I can put some dowel pins in. Now again, we're just going to use some DAP glue to stick in the holes here, which will help secure the pins as they set. My brother likes to call this a little persuasion. Now with the dowel pins in place and glued, just take it over the table saw and clip them off as close to the wood surface as possible. Now with the help of my Ryobi belt sander, I'm just going to sand these down to where they're nice and flush. Now I've enlisted the help of my brother Chad, who drove all the way down from, or I should say up from Ada, to give me a hand. So as you guys can see, with a router table, you can make a joint that is not only strong, but beautiful, especially if you add the pins that will hold it in place. This isn't a very difficult joint, so I urge you to try it in your shops and see if you can duplicate the same thing. Remember, the most important part is to not change the height of the bit throughout the entire process, but to take little bites at a time, and you'll have success. So I want to thank you guys for joining me for this particular jointed episode. I had a great time shooting it with my brother, and I appreciate his help in putting the finish on this. So guys, thank you very much, and I will see you on the next build. So from Chad and myself, we want to wish you guys a 1, 2, 3. Boom!